for coming. It's been, what, 3 years since we've had this meeting, so it's sort of nice to be able to get together again under better circumstances than we had a while back. I will introduce the board, although we do have our names out. Lorraine Benedict. Beautiful boy. Maggie. No. Maggie. Boy, this is going to be a fun meeting. Joyce Beardsley. I almost said McAdoo.
Okay. Wow.
We all know Mary, our librarian, I hope. Thanks, Chris. Chris Eastbourne, Tim Zeke, and Dick Bardall are our board members. And it's nice to be able to get together again. It's been a long time. We also have a special guest. I want to introduce Jessica Church. Jessica is the district consultant for York County Library, and she's been helping us with a couple of projects that are going on and stuff. And so thank you for coming. Did everybody receive a copy of the last minutes? It's in your packet here.
Last page.
Last page. And these were from a long time ago. Yeah, from 2019, if you can remember what happened now. But if we could have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting. That second. Ed, Stephen.
Got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now, Jessica, would you like to speak?
Oh, I mean, you gave a great introduction. Hi, I'm Jessica Church. Basically, my role is I work with the public libraries of Erie and Crawford County, so if they have HR questions, legal questions, library law questions, and whatever is going on with their individual situations, I'm there to help or point them to the right direction. So, thanks.
Thank you, Jessica. April, treasurer's report.
Okay.
Treasurer's report is in your packet.
I know this is my first time doing this due to COVID. We haven't had these meetings, so bear with me. I'm hoping you had an opportunity to look at this, and if you did or didn't, either one, turn to page 6. This is our budget that we just had and that we're hoping to have. Do you have any questions on that? Everybody's got a copy so they can see it? Okay, we don't have
Motion to approve.
motion to approve, okay.
We have a motion to approve the budget. Endorse, I'm sorry, endorse.
So moved.
Al, second. Ed. All in favor, aye. Aye. Thank you. Retiring. Next item is a retiring board member, that's me. That's all I have to say. We have a new board member going on. Yeah, Phyllis.
Congratulations, Phyllis.
And we need a motion to approve Phyllis as a board member.
I will do that.
That's approved, second.
I'll second that.
So we go. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Gee, we're down to you, Beth.
Oh, gee. Wasn't quite ready for that, but
Beth
I'll be ready.
is from the Friends of the Library.
I'll come up here so you don't have to turn around and figure out who it is that's talking to you. I'm Beth Hutchinson. and I belong to a very important organization, the Friends of the Library. And I was just handed a proclamation whereby the Erie County Executive has recognized McCord Library, Friends of McCord Library, as well as the other Friends of the Libraries. And last week was Friends of the Library Week, and this proclamation goes along with that. So if anybody would like to take a look at that, I'd be happy to share it with you. I'll have it back there for a while, so if you want to take a look at it, you may. The Friends of the Library is a group of people whose reason for existing is to support the library. And basically, we do anything that Mary asks us to do. That's all there is to it. We do whatever Mary wants. 1 year...
You too?
Yeah, I know. We have a lot in common, don't we? 1 year, we helped her weed the collection, and we took everything off the shelves, and we ended up putting all of the fiction books on the east side of the library and moving all the non-fiction books from the east side and putting them on the west side of the library. And that was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun.
My idea. It's CJ's.
And mine.
Oh, it's her idea.
And she's not here tonight, so we can't point the finger.
also my
But it
fault.
was kind of fun.
It was.
And it worked out well, because I like the way it looks up there now. Another time, some of us filled in upstairs. We didn't do much. We were just a presence when they were having some staffing issues. People were sick and so forth, and we were just bodies there, another adult in the room, if you will. During the pandemic, at one point, we had kind of a pop-up library cart that was outside. People were coming to pick up books that they had reserved, and people were going through the pop-up cart. We helped with that. In the past, we have helped with the community yard sale. We've participated in that. So it changes depending on... No, I'm getting there, don't worry. I would never forget the book sale. It actually depends on what's going on in the community. The things that are a given that we have every year are the 2 book sales. One in October, which we just finished up, and one, we hope to have one in March. You know, the pandemic threw us off a little bit, just like everybody else. So we have the 2 used book sales. We have the speaker series in February. We help decorate the library for Christmas. We organize a picnic in August, and we also volunteer at the Wine Fest. Did I forget anything now?
Well, the pop-up library was the hottest week of the year. It was like 90 degrees or so.
But it was still kind of fun. You know, it was something different. Membership is open to everyone, and so I'd like to extend an invitation for you to join us. We have our meetings on the first Wednesday of each month at 3 o'clock, right here in this room. Okay, so if you have any questions about the Friends, feel free to ask me at any time. I like to talk about the Friends. And don't forget, I have this proclamation signed by Bretton Davis, if you'd like to look at it.
Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Mary, can you pause recording for a second?
Yeah. Just stop it.
Yeah, click stop and then just hit save. Okay, and now just hit start recording again.
Okay, one thing during this time period when we weren't having meetings and everything, our children's librarian retired, and we have hired a new children's librarian. And I don't know how many people have had a chance to meet her, but Lori is here tonight. Lori.
I'll come up.
Yay, Lori's here.
I'll move to this side. Can everyone see me if I stand over here? Is that
No,
No? You can't?
stuff's in your way.
Oh, this stuff's in my way?
You're fine there. Don't let him bluster.
So hi, I'm Lori Lutz. I am the new children's programmer. I've been here, I think, 16 months already. I started June of last year, and
So we did Oceans of Possibilities this summer, and it was really fun. I'm doing something called 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten, and I think we have 3 little kiddos that already finished. They started in the spring, and they've already read their 1,000 books. And they're like 2 years old. So, that's been fun. I think we have about 20 kids registered for that, and looking forward to the new theme this summer. We haven't quite figured it out yet, but, and I live in Northeast. I've lived in Northeast, I think, for about 21 years. I have 3 daughters that went through Northeast school system. And thank you all for welcoming me here. That's very much.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna do the lights and start this.
You went a bunch of slides that way.
Do you wanna do the lights? Can everyone see this or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see it okay? Actually, this information is mostly in your report, annual report, but we added 3 months from last year because our reports are going from the October to the September because we have our meeting in October. So just really basic information. We're gonna go, we went through the budget, statistics. This is a chart that lets you know what our funding was. And it covers 5 years, from the 19 through 23, which is the proposed, what we think we're gonna be getting. And where each one of these are the funds, where the funds come from and where, I think we just have the budget, that's the income. So that is not in your report, that chart. But as you saw the budget already, you endorsed it. Anybody have any questions on that? Al, you look like you were gonna ask a question. Do you have any questions about the budget?
Did we get anything from the Wine Fest volunteering?
We did, but I don't know what that is yet. We haven't gotten a check yet.
I mean, you don't count on it.
It's so little now. We got very little last year. Do you remember what we got then? It might have been 13.
Yeah, something like
It might have been 1,300 last year.
that. Years ago, when it was just 2 organizations down at the township, we'd get like $5,000, and the Arts Council would get $5,000. But that's when it was just down at the township, and it was just the 2 organizations that were volunteering. But now there's, I don't know, 5 maybe, or 8. I don't
There's so
know.
many.
There's a number of groups that volunteer, so that money is somewhat diluted, but we still do it.
It's really a community effort, and it shows how we support the community, and then they're supporting us, not with a lot of money, but we show up, we have our board sweatshirts or t-shirts on, and just, it's good PR to be involved in, I think. Any other questions about the budget? Just stop me anytime you have questions. We didn't want to do a lot of statistics or anything, but this year, so far, 58,000 items have been put down. And the e-resources, we're not sure, we don't have the total on that, but number of patrons is over 8,000. More statistics. But again, they are in your report, so I won't go through those. Some of our programs this year, a lot of story time, a lot of children's programs. The teens, we're trying to get them interested in coming into the library, and of course, this is an ongoing thing. So we have crafts. Lori has 4 story times a week. And we have just different programs. We did a class, our card making class last year. That was fun. This is Autumn's sense of humor.
Business as usual, 2019, 2020. Oh no, what did we do in 2021? Pandemic year 2 or year of adaptation. And our theme for the annual appeal that year was a butterfly, because we really did have to change how we did things. Almost everything was virtual, electronic, websites, programs that you could go online and see those programs. We kept some of those. We did have a pasta class last week, so we had kept up with that. Just through the year, when we started out, we restarted our 7-hour on Saturday. That was something that is a state requirement, that we be open 7 hours during the weekend. We blind date with a book in February.
That was fun. That was awesome.
We'll do it again. Okay. That's some interesting comments. Did I miss the comments?
You're going the wrong direction.
I was checking to see if I could find the comments, but I think that's in the report. Yeah, it's on in here. Something better than being hit with a brick in the head or something.
That was April.
That was, yeah, I thought that was it. Our annual appeal last year, we did earn over $10,000. And Lewis Lodge gave us a donation, which I think Lori purchased quite a few books on autism. We did lift the mandate for COVID and still tried to keep things as sanitized as we could, as everyone did, I know. And then in March, we had quite a few different programs, continued programs, or it was on display at the library. We did Read Across America, which was fun. We chose different books that had to do with each state.
Oh, that was fun.
Mm-hmm. April poetry contest, and then National Library Week. And we had online programs for autism and then a writing camp, which we've had quite a bit of interest in. People are interested in writing. We did put our TV up in April, and so we have ongoing information and news and different programs and different things available. So it really, I think it's really just a good place to advertise what's going on in the library. Signs work, but a lot of people don't read signs. We did change our hours in April, so everyone knows that's what we have right now. We are mandated at 45 hours, and we do stay open 45 hours a week. I think we started the 1,000 books before kindergarten in May. And then Heather Hakel, who's one of our staff people, she started Dial-A-Story. She reads books to kids. Well, you dial in, it's a free call, and a story can be read. And that can be counted as one of the 1,000 books before kindergarten. They can listen to it over and over again if they want to. Okay, in May, we had to have our Hall Hawthorne Road repaired. It was a very bad leak all the way around. And that cost us, I think it was about $14,000. We had to have repainted, rewired, recarpeted. So it was quite a bit of damage, just from ongoing leaks around the outside of the building and straight down. In June, we started our summer reading program, Oceans of Possibilities, and really have a good time with that. In August, we did Erie Gives. We do that, it's the second Tuesday of the month in August. And we are making, each year we make more than we have made the previous year. So this year was $8,444. We really did well. We started accepting books, and then we still have a lot of books. This was what some of our signs were like for the Oceans of Possibilities. We did a mosaic, a grape wall mosaic, which is above the drinking fountain upstairs. It's really, really nice. Oh, well, we did the Oceans of Possibilities first. It's an octopus, and then we have another one that you could still work on. Took part in the Wine Fest, Community Fair, came here and helped to register people. And we've been meeting off and on, trying to get our collection updated and more current. Not a whole lot else. Like I said, we did have the pasta class last week and another mosaic. Book sale, the first day we made $600 and then just about $1,800 that we made for the book sale. That really, we really did well. And we're working on a new adult section. Anna, would you like to explain that?
Thanks. Basically, it's the chunk of books that are written that are between YA and adult. They're kids who are going into college. I don't want to call them kids. People, thank you. You're younger than me, so now they're kids. But, you know, they're either just starting to go in the workforce. Some of the stories are darker, some of them are sexier. You know, it's basically, they're adult books, but they're not they're for more young readers who are in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Young adults.
Yeah, but they're not young adult books. So we need a new section. We made a new section. That's the entirety of the section right now. It's not a lot yet. We're working on it. But we made our own pretty stickers because nobody else is doing it. They wrote a bunch of articles, but nobody made fancy stickers. We had to make our own stickers. So
you're cutting edge.
yes. And we broke a shelf getting the stuff moved around, and it was very exciting. Broke a nail. It was great.
We've seen the need for this for about probably 5-8 years, something like that. The books that are coming out for YA teens are way too sophisticated for them, in our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting this information from the teens or the young people that are working here as well. So we felt that we needed to make this something that is really focused on the changes that 18-year-olds through mid-20s are going through. So that's one of the reasons we've been talking about it, so we just did it. And it's interesting. This is our staff. We have a lot of new people. Erica Kaiser. She lives in Harbor Creek, and she's a very nice young lady. Lori's here, of course. Heather's new. Rachel Henry. She's a very nice young lady, very, very quick. And Lindsay Knapp. She's a really nice young lady, too. We are going to have refreshments at the end. I do have one other thing to talk to everyone about, so if you want to put the lights on, be clear.
You okay, Lori?
One thing that I want to update people on, as you all know, we have an old building, so we have continuing maintenance issues. We are replacing the air conditioning unit, which is on top of the old part on the roof of the old part of the library. We've already made a commitment to do that this summer. We have an issue with our front steps because they're sinking, and there's an issue out there. So that's something that we will be addressing probably this coming year. We've been discussing it, we're just not sure how to go about it. But as I say, we have an old building, and that was part of the Hall Hotham room problem. We were growing things in the basement, mushrooms and stuff like that, so. And it was interesting to watch that whole process when they got it actually down to the bare walls and seeing all of the water that was running down the walls and
We have a video if anybody wants to see it.
when you start growing mushrooms in your basement, you know there's something going on. So, but like I say, we've already made a commitment to replace the air conditioning unit up on the front part of the building this summer. But as I say, the steps out front are sinking and aren't even and all that sort of stuff. So that is an issue that will be coming up, and we will probably, well, we will attempt to get a grant to help with that and stuff. But as I say, there's always continuing maintenance on a building that's as old as this is. And for those who remember, we still have a boiler that heats this building, and that boiler is old. And there's one person in town who can come and fix the boiler for us. We're very lucky that we have somebody who's able to do that. But that's another thing that we'll be looking into, whether, who knows what we might be doing, but it's something that's going to have to be addressed at some point in time. And as I say, when you have an older building, you know, you've got issues that are popping up here and there and everything. And I think we're doing a better job of trying to keep up with them rather than sort of waiting and they get worse and worse and worse. And it seems to happen when I'm on the board. Because I remember when we got the Keystone Grant, I was on the board and that, you know, we did the roof and we did this, we did that. I mean, we did a whole lot of stuff at that time, so. Maybe it's a good thing I won't be on the board, maybe this stuff won't happen anymore. I can't read what I wrote down. All right, that was the one thing I wanted to talk about. Now, did everybody fill a slip out when they came in? Do you have those? We have some drawings we're going to do. We have, if people remember Cat's Meow when it was a big thing, we had McCoy Library Cat's Meow, and we have a couple of these that we're going to give away. Did everybody put one in? Judy Schenker.
It's got a kitty on the front.
Sue Hughes. I don't know whether you noticed the really beautiful mum plants that we have. They were donated by Luke's Greenhouse, and I don't know, they seem to me, they seem to be especially pretty. They are. Yeah. Al Walls.
Good first pick.
Phyllis Hogue.
All right.
Now, I think we pretty much covered everything unless anybody has anything they'd like to ask or say or anything like that.
I have some.
Oh. Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be very short, only one-page speech.
I don't know whether everybody knows.
I don't know if you do know, I'm going to be resigning effective March 1st, 2023. And as I was thinking about being here, reflecting and memories and thoughts, I feel really sad leaving the McCourt family. I've gone through so much with such great people in this lovely city, the library, and the community. I feel truly blessed as I leave. I understand how fortunate I have been to be here. My library boards have been wonderful, filled with lovely people who have challenged me and supported me, and some of you are in the audience who are also on my board, Allison and Beth. But I felt supported as well as challenged, and that's a wonderful place to be as an employee. My employees over the years have brought me many challenges and lessons. I'm still learning, and I've only got 4 months to go. And hopefully they became more of what they'd hoped to be while being here. That's always been my goal, to help others reach and grow so that I could as well. And the librarians, the library patrons, the public, they add spice to everything. And, but people make me who I am today. And I will miss each one of you, each and every one of you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here.
On a personal note, having worked with Mary for 12 years at various times, she's always been very easy to work with, very helpful, good ideas, always supported her staff, the board, and everything. And I think we've been very, very fortunate to have Mary for 22 years. 20 years. And considering that Mary has driven from Waterford every day in the winter and otherwise, I think that's saying a lot, because that's, not everybody would be willing to do that. So again, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. Any other business?
Yeah, you're saying this, you're getting off the board this year, is that, I hope you won't be gone long, do you think we'll be back again?
We'll see.
We can give you a big round of applause.
I've enjoyed it, and as I say, I've had good people to work with and everything, and that's made it that much easier and stuff. And I appreciate the association, those who are here and those who aren't here, for the support they give in the library, because I mean, I see the figures and things like that, and you hear what happens with other libraries and stuff, and we are really very fortunate that we have what we do here in town, and the people are willing and do a good job of supporting us. So, and I thank you all very much. So now we can have refreshments. We should have a motion to adjourn the meeting, I guess, to be proper. I can't think of your name.
Doug.
Doug, that's good, Doug. Second. Diane. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Help yourself to refreshments. We've got cider and coffee and cookies.